Welcome to episode 14 of RankHigherSpeaks. I'm Ronak Guha, the founder and CEO of RankHigher.in. And today, we're discussing about Facebook ads versus Google ads and which one should you choose. Now, I see so many discussions happening in the online space. You go to Google, Quora, you go to Facebook, you see on LinkedIn, people are debating, whether Google AdWords has lost its sheen or whether Facebook ad is the new big thing. And what are the limitations with Google versus what are the limitations with Facebook? And I was reading someone was saying that for Facebook you can only maybe market your events, and you don't even know whether will people turn up or not and all that. Well, let me tell you, forget all that. With my personal experience, I can tell you both have their own merits and demerits. And today I'm going to point out some of the ways how you can use them better for your business. Now, for Facebook ads, let's start with Google first. So the Google is, obviously for the last decade or so, it's a dominant player in the search engine marketing space, right? And it's a simple concept. It's evolved on the search query thing. So people are searching for a product or a service on Google, and you put your ad out there. And when they click on it, you get discovered, the person lands on your product page, and you can make a sale. If your product is compelling enough. And that works, and that has been working even today with a lot of e-commerce players and all that. And that will always work, because as long as search is important, because you have to understand that people first go for discovery phase, and Google definitely is one of their first point of discovery. So therefore, search engine marketing through Google ads is still very, very relevant. But the challenge there is you will not be able to determine the quality of the person. Maybe let's say you're trying to sell a very high-end product. Let's say you're trying to, you're an experiential travel-based company. We are selling each product. The travel product costs 2 lakhs or more, and the problem is, you don't know what the people who are actually coming in from those ads, from Google ads, whether they have the propensity to pay or not. Now that's a big challenge. But yes, if you are having a traditional e-commerce business, or you are running a services business, let's say a house cleaning company, where your product and service is pretty much well defined, it's not really the cost or the experience, or it's not really for the affluent people, then that works. Now coming back to Facebook. Now the thing with Facebook is, you can do interest-based targeting. You can actually find out people with a certain demographic, with a certain set of interests, their lifestyle, their livelihood, and then you can position your product or service in front of them. Now, I'll tell you an example of a company, one of our clients. It's an immigration consulting company. Now, they are typically doing Australia-based immigration, and their target market is the IT crowd, right? Now, we did a split test between Google ads and Facebook ads. Now with Google, yes, there are loads of searches around people who are looking for Australian visas or work immigration visas. Now the problem with that is, you don't know whether those guys are actually the IT people, or the software engineers, or people in the IT industry. Anybody from a nurse to a school teacher, anybody can look for an Australian immigration, right? So what happens is, they were getting the leads, but they were not getting converted, because these guys were saying, the client was saying, that the people who are coming in do not qualify for the Australian immigration. Now we did the same thing with Facebook. What gave us the power was, we actually tailored the ad only towards the IT crowd, and the response was amazing. Now the difference here is, here people are not looking for Australian immigration, so we are actually generating a lead. In the sense, generating an interest, So let's say, I have an ad on Australian immigration and I want to target an IT guy. I can actually put an ad targeting somebody who's working with a Wipro or Infosys or someone. And I know the chances of that person getting a visa or immigration visa is very, very high. However, he or she is not in the buying mode. So the convincing is left to the company to do. So that's where both of them have their merit. So you see the difference? One is an interest-based targeting, and the other is when somebody is actually looking for a product and service, and it's a need-based targeting. So you as a brand, you have to understand where you position, where you lie, where your USP lies. Now what I gather from all this is, if you're disrupting a category, or you have a very new category which people are not aware of, then Facebook works, because Facebook helps in sort of brand discovery, and it also helps in creating awareness. Whereas if you're not disrupting a category, but you are pretty much providing something which is well established, but maybe your product is better quality or price or whatever you have, then Google ads definitely works for you. However, you have to be careful that Google ads is expensive. The bid is very high compared to Facebook. So you have to balance out, the cost. So at the end of the day, you have to see what is the cost of customer acquisition and whether the revenue per customer justifies the activity, whether it is Facebook or whether it's Google. So I hope you get a brief idea as to how you can position the brand. I mean, I will also give an example of real estate. So real estate companies, they spend crores and crores of money every month on Google ads. Now Facebook is still an untried and untested platform for them. Very few people are doing it, but not to the mass extent. Now the thing with Facebook and real estate is a bit different. Like, since you're selling a 50 lakhs plus worth of property, or even it might go up to crores, you might put the ad in front of the right guy, somebody who's working as a vice president or a president or as general manager of a IT company, but he may not be in the buying mode. But the benefit here is you're actually targeting the guy who has the propensity to pay. Now, if he's interested, he will fill in the form, and then it's up to your sales team to take the conversation forward. There also, a brand has to play a huge part. Like, you can't just blame all on the marketing thing. For example, if you're a small real estate player, he might not be interested. So leave that discussion aside of the brand thing. But what I'm trying to say is, here the sales guys have to convince the guy here. So you see the difference? So this is exactly what you need to understand about your brand. What is your positioning? What kind of category, or what is your USP? Are you disrupting a category, or you are in the same category but trying to be, coming up with a product or service which is necessarily better or cheaper or whatever. So I hope you get an understanding of how to position your digital marketing strategy with respect to Google ads versus Facebook ads. If you have to ask me, if you have the money, try out both, and I think and measure on your return on investment, stick with one. So thanks for watching episode 14 of RankHigher Speaks. This is Ronak from RankHigher signing off, and I'll see you soon with episode 15. Bye bye. Hey, did you like the video? If you did, I strongly urge you to check all our previous episodes, and if you do, then subscribe to it. You see the button is here. Click on the subscription. Click on it.